My name is Rainey Jewett. I am actually with our Rater Connect, our one-stop for financial aid, bursar, and registrar. So we're going to go over a little bit of what we do. Here are some of the items that we actually do talk about. One thing that I want to talk about very first and foremost is we have government laws that talk about Federal Education Privacy Rights Act. This is a federal law that states that I cannot talk about your account with somebody else without you present. We do have some waivers that we can put into effect, but I wanted you to know this. So if you're sending your friend in to say, ask about my account, I cannot talk to them unless we have the waiver set up. So I just wanted you to realize this is different from your cultures, that this is a law for us. We can be fined for it. So I want you to be very conscious that when you come in, you need to know your UID, we need to know who you are so that we can make sure we're talking to the correct student. So a couple things that we do talk about is registering for classes. Of course, you're going to meet with your advisor and actually get registered with your advisor today. And then the little process will come on to us. We talk about paying bills, how to review your charges, and adding the proxy and authorized user. So the proxy with the FERPA, this is a process that we have that allows you to actually put somebody's name and email address in there so that you can say, I want them to be able to talk to you. There are steps out there. We do have directions on our Rater Connect webpage to do this, but we want to make sure that you understand if you want me to talk to someone else, I have to have this. The other thing we also have is authorized user. This system is a great system. If you sign your friends up or your parents up for authorized user, it allows them to view and pay your bill. We want everybody to be able to pay their bill, right? So this is a very black and white system. It says, a transaction happened, shoot an email so that your parents know that you got a bill out there so they can look at it and help you pay it. We also want to talk a little bit about the Wright Guarantee Program. We guarantee that the in-state tuition portion of your in-state and out-of-state tuition will always remain the same for up to 12 terms. So that's 4 years that your base rate will stay the same, but the out-of-state portion can actually be raised. Over the last year, it's only gone up about 1%, so it's not really a lot. But we just want you to know that we do have a guaranteed tuition rate for all students. So when you're looking at your bill, you'll see undergrad main tuition for the main campus, and then you'll also see an undergrad out-of-state tuition. Those two together are your tuition rate. It's one fee for classes. It is based on number of hours, so anything from 1 hour to 11 hours, you're paying by the hour. Over 11 hours, it goes into what we call a flat rate. So if you put that 12th hour on or that 15th hour on, you're still paying the same rate as if you were paying only 11 hours. So we have a couple payment options for you. We want to talk a little bit about how you can pay your bill. I know for some of you, you're going to pay it in full, and that is wonderful. Or you'll have some financial guarantees that you'll be turning in to us. If you have a financial guarantee, you need to email it to our WSU bursar at wright.edu. It's WSU BURSAR at wright.edu. Okay? You always want to make sure you're sending all those financial guarantees into them so that they can accredit it to your account. We want to make sure that if they don't cover everything, you have an option to enroll in our payment plan. So it's really a 4-pay payment plan. We look at it as the down payment with three additional payments. So if you were to register for classes today and you want to enroll in the payment plan, you're going to pay a smaller down payment today plus a $25 processing fee. It is still a 4 plan because the down payment is payment technically 1. And then you'll have September 15th, October 15th, and November 15th will be the continuing payments that are due. So we want to make sure that you actually get enrolled right away. If you wait until the 15th of September, you will end up having to put a bigger down payment because you'll be doing the down payment as well as the first payment at the same time. So If you get into this, you want to be doing it right away. Some of you have already done this. Some of you have gotten alternative loans, like through Prodigy and through your home countries. You've got some different ones out there. Every time you do get a private loan, you do have some steps that have to take. We always want to look at, you could do an alternative loan data request form. A lot of you are like saying, my bank is saying Wright State has not acknowledged it, because you have to complete this form for us in order for us to say that we're going to accept that loan on your behalf. So under your eligibility requirements, we do have ways to show you how to get into those, but you have to complete this form so that we can go to your bank and say, yes, we're accepting this loan, and they can then send it to us, okay? A lot of times private loans will require a cosigner if you're trying to get one here in the States, because you haven't gotten one from home already. So we want to make sure that you're always looking to make sure you have a way to pay your bill. So there are some ways to pay your bill actually online. We have online and in person. You can drop a check in one of our drop boxes, or you can mail it in. I recommend either paying it online. If you do with a local account here, we recommend everybody open a local account in the United States so that you can actually transfer money into your local account and then make payments to us from it. It's sometimes a faster process for you. So you can pay by electronic check with no additional fees using an actual routing number and account number for a checking account. Do any of you guys have checking accounts already here? Great. So you can actually make payments online. Keep in mind we want to use the routing number and account number, not the debit card number. So you want to ask the bank, if you want to set up like a direct deposit refund scenario, what the actual numbers are so that we can put that into the system, and that way we won't have any trouble with any of the banking industries. So we want to remind people dropping courses can impact your immigration status as well as your scholarships. Some of you have received scholarships coming in, and we want to make sure that we actually do get to keep them. Some scholarships require that you be registered 6 hours, others will say 9 hours, some will say 12 hours. It depends upon what your specific scholarship states, okay? But anytime you register for classes, so if you register for classes today, your scholarship will not actually appear on your bill for 2 business days, okay? So if you register right now and you pull up your bill, you will not see that scholarship. Give it 2 days and then it will appear, okay? It's always like 2 days behind you. We want students to be checking their Wright State email. It's really important that you are doing that because that is where we're talking to you. You can always have your Wright State email forwarded to your personal email. So you can, if you want to do that, you can contact CATS and they can help you do that. That way you're always getting the messages that we're sending. It's really important also to be looking at your Wings and your Wings Express for your different campus information. So when you're looking at Wings, you're going to see Pilot, which is where your classes are. You're going to see Wings Express, which is where your financial information is. You're going to see your Office 365, which is your email. So those things are all going to link off of your Wings. So you have to sign into Wings first to get to any of those, okay? So we want to make sure that you're looking at that kind of stuff and making sure you can navigate our systems. You really want to become very familiar with those things. We do have a couple of issues that, not issues, but a couple of key points for you. We want to talk about bills. As you register today, your bill will come up usually within an hour or two. But keep in mind, once again, the scholarships and any type of aid will not be there for 24 to 48 hours. So right now, the last day to drop a course for a full term class, that means a class that starts in August and ends in December, is September 8th in order to get a full refund. Now, a lot of you international students have minimum and maximum hour requirements. So if you're trying to drop below that minimum, you need to actually contact UCIE to get approval to get it below that minimum number of hours. A lot of you will have a 6-hour minimum. So please be careful that when you wait until that last day to try to drop, we cannot override that. UCIE has to give permission to lower your hours prior to us being able to help you drop the class. We can always drop if you have a hold for you. You can come into Wright or Connect. We'll be happy to have you fill out a form and we can drop it for you. But that minimum hour requirement is going to be very special that we have to meet it. So we have the 2 payment plans also. We want you to also mark your calendar for February 1st. We have an online scholarship application. And that application opens every year in November. And it's for you to try to get other scholarships off of the university. Every student can do it. I'll talk about it a little bit more in just a moment. Honors and all those different ones. It opens up to everything. We have hundreds of scholarships that are very competitive. But it opens in November, closes February 1st. So you have to do it because you'll do it this winter for the following school year. Okay? It depends upon the scholarship that you're going for. This scholarship application opens to all the different endowments and they all have different rules. So it's always a good choice to do it because we'll put you into every chance that you can get that would qualify for you. So we always tell people definitely apply for the scholarships. Don't just say, oh, I'm never going to get it, because you just never know. November, but it has to be completed by that February 1st date. Okay? We want every student to set up a direct deposit refund. On this, we do not want to mail a check out if you overpay for some reason. We want it to go directly into a bank account. If for some reason we have to give you a refund and the check does not show up at your place of wherever you're staying, at your apartment or whatever, it can take us up to 30 to 60 days to replace it. So we do want everybody to set up direct deposit with a local bank, or a bank in the United States at least, so that we can make sure that if you have any excess money, it can go right into it. It also makes it easier for you to pay your bills to actually be able to use that local bank to make your payment to your actual student account. So for international students, we want to talk to you for a moment about how you can make payments from your home countries. There's Flywire, there's TransferMate, and there is Convera, which is the formerly Western Union. The key behind this is Wright State will not give out our routing number and account number for you to make a direct payment into us. You have to use one of these 3 programs. To ask me for my banking information, the answer will always be no. I cannot give you Wright State's banking information. That's why we have these programs with these 3 companies to get your money to us. It can take up to 7 to 10 days to get to us. So you have to make sure you're watching the holidays in your country as well as the holidays in our country when there's no banking service. Okay, so I usually say give yourself at least 2 weeks to get that money transferred in, because there's a lot of times the holidays interrupt each other, and I've had where students couldn't get money for a week because of the holidays on both sides. So we want to make sure that you're planning this ahead. Don't wait until the last minute to do it. So here's how you're going to get to that scholarship application that I was just talking about. Through your Wings Express, through the Student Financial Aid and Scholarships, and the online scholarship application. It will open early November. So everybody should do this because you always want to get a chance to have some free money, something you don't have to pay back. So we want to remind you that that will be opening and then closing. Actually, it's going to close February 24th. This past year just closed this past February. So if you need to contact Wright or Connect, we are in person right now. We are in the front of the Student Union. We will be moving to University Hall sometime during the semester. We can also be reached by phone or email. When you email us, please keep in mind that we take sometimes 24 to 48 hours to respond to you. That is business hours. So if you send it at 6 o'clock on Friday night, we won't see it until Monday morning. So please give us time to actually respond to you. To send an email to an email to an email does not help. We really need to give us time to actually respond back. So on this, do you have any questions for me? Did any of you guys bring any checks from your home country, any drafts or anything that you need to turn in? We do have a drop box on the second floor of University Hall, 248 University Hall, that all those direct drafts, if they are made out to Wright State only, you can put them right in there. If they are made out to Wright State as well as your name, you'll need to sign the back of the check and then put it in the drop box. So I want to make sure that you get those turned in to us so we can get those processed. But it's 248 University Hall is where the drop box is. There is also one over in the Student Union, which is inside the Wright Pat Credit Union bank. That's right there off of the main atrium. You can always go inside there, and there is a drop box in there that you can put it in also. So any further questions for me? Okay, well, thank you. Welcome to the Wright State and to coming into the United States.